Well, tens of thousands of fans have flooded here to Melbourne Park for day 4 of the Australian Open, but sporting headlines have been dominated by another rugby union raid on the NRL. Roosters and rep star Angus Crichton agreeing to cross codes, eyeing off a place in the Wallaby squad for next year's World Cup.
Angus Crichton rolling out of Roosters HQ and into a deal with Rugby Australia.
Yeah, it's a big decision for myself and my family, but it was important to me to get it done before the season started. I don't want it to be a distraction for the team.
The 29-year-old signing with the Waratahs for 2 years from 2027. The ultimate goal, a Rugby World Cup on home soil later that year.
I think, if I don't do it now, I probably will never do it.
Crichton is returning to his roots. He played rugby for Scots College in high school, earning Australian schoolboy selection.
I grew up playing rugby and I came across the league when I was 18, and it's been a wonderful 10 plus years now, and rugby league's given me everything that I have, but I've got memories for life. I've got friends and stuff that I'll cherish forever, but I think, there's always that sort of thought of going back, and it's a great opportunity, and I'm looking forward to it.
The Tricolours won't be happy losing another player to a rugby raid. Crichton is the third Rooster in 3 years to sign with the rival code after Joseph Swali'i and Mark Nwanganita-Waze. After 8 years as a Rooster, Crichton will leave the club at the end of 2026. The back rower on a mission to make sure his final year with the Tricolours is one he and his teammates will treasure forever.
I'm so locked in with this group here, the Roosters, and I owe it to these boys to make sure I empty the tank one last time for this year. I've given everything that I have for this club, and I'll continue to do that for another year, and hopefully that ends with us holding a trophy.
Zach Bailey, 9 News.
Former Storm star Ryan Papenhuyzen says he has no desire to return to professional sport. Speaking on the 167 podcast, Papenhuyzen told former teammates Jerome Hughes and Cameron Munster he decided to quit the NRL after suffering a head knock in the last round.
Yeah, it was rattled. I don't think I've ever really cried in front of you boys, but I was sort of in the sheds trying to hide it a little bit. And then, sort of in that moment, it was just like, what am I doing? At what cost do you play footy for? So now I think I'm retired.
The 2020 Clive Churchill medalist says he's hoping to pursue a career in psychology. Well, Carlos Alcaraz is one step closer to achieving the elusive career Grand Slam here in Melbourne, but he was made to work for his second round win. Women's contenders Aryna Sabalenka and Coco Gauff are also into the third round, but the Aussie contingent is dwindling.
It was a Carlos and Yannick showdown, just not the one we've been waiting for.
It's just breathtakingly brutal.
The world number one still challenged by German Yannick Hanfmann, but Alcaraz thrives under pressure.
It's just an awesome force of nature.
Winning a lengthy three-setter, moving one step closer to his first Australian Open title. Aryna Sabalenka knows what it takes to win at Melbourne Park. She isn't waiting until the business end of the tournament to show her rivals her best tennis. Breezing past qualifier Bai Zhou-Shen 6-3, 6-1. Aussie wildcard Talia Gibson had 3 different match points against Diana Schneider. She couldn't handle the pressure. The 23rd seed punching back to force a deciding set, eventually winning 3-6, 7-5, 6-3.
A fighting effort from the number 23 seed.
Less than an hour later, Storm Hunter joined her as a second-round loser.
Oh, she's such a good athlete.
American Hayley Baptiste ending the Aussies' run, winning in straight sets. Jordan Thompson has never made it past the second round. The Aussie trailing Portugal's Nuno Borges 2-1 on 1-5-7-3 arena. Daniil Medvedev made it hard for himself after dropping the first set, recovering to win a 3-hour, 4-set slog over Frenchman Qatar Halis. French Open champion Coco Gauff took the comfortable route, winning through in straight sets.
It's a dominant Coco Gauff today.
Last night, Yannick Sinner's sportsmanship was on full display, comforting a distraught Hugo Gaston, who had to retire hurt from their first round match. Nicole Dunn, 9 News.
And Tipping Point's Todd Woodbridge joins us now to look at all the tennis. Hello, Todd. Big one tonight with Alex de Minaur on Rod Laver Arena.
It certainly is. We're going into tennis mode. The Demon is taking on Hamad Medjedovic. It's going to be a tough one. He's a rising star in the men's game, but of course the draw has certainly helped out with that first round win that he won through comfortably. So he's looking really good. Hopefully we'll see him go through to the third round. And a big night for Priscilla Hon, who's going to follow on after him on that court.
Big stage for the young Aussie after what has been a relatively disappointing day for the locals.
Yeah, on the women's side, we saw Talia Gibson go out after having 3 match points. Storm Hunter, still a big summer for her. 12 months ago, if you said she was going to come back after an Achilles rupture and be doing what she is, she's very happy. So, but we're looking for 2 wins tonight, and that can change and make it all the better.
And you'll be right there for us. Thank you so much, Todd. We'll catch you later.
Good on you, James. Good night.
Todd Woodbridge joining us here. Let's go on to some cricket now. The Sixers will fight for their Big Bash season at the SCG on Friday night after losing to the Scorchers by 48 runs in the final qualifier last night. Steve Smith making 37, but it was a comedy of errors for Sydney. Sean Abbott falling to an embarrassing run out as the team was skittled for 99. The Sixers will face either the Hurricanes or Stars, who play tonight. There was an unexpected move from Smith today, signing on for the new European Premier Cricket League alongside Glenn Maxwell, Tim David and Australia's T20 captain Mitchell Marsh. Among those behind the expansion, Steve Waugh, who has some strong views about the future of Australian Test cricket.
Harbourfront Room in the heart of Sydney, hosting the launch of the European T20 Premier League.
Yeah, look, it's a global game, but this is sort of the one untapped market.
Steve Waugh was today unveiled as part of the team behind the competition. His Amsterdam Flames have signed Steve Smith, Mitch Marsh and Tim David. Glenn Maxwell is a co-owner of the Belfast franchise.
Straight away said, tell me more about it, I'm interested. We want to build a team around the culture and good people who want to give back to the game. Obviously, financially, it's good for the players, but they're also helping develop world cricket.
Development is something Waugh's always kept an eye on. Before the Ashes, he said Australia's chair of selectors, George Bailey, doesn't have the appetite to make the tough calls needed for the future of the Test team.
How did you rate the performance of the selectors, and what do they need to do now moving forward?
Well, they won 4-1, so, I mean, they get a tick mark there, but I think that non-selection of a spinner was pretty crazy. And it's like saying if the pitcher's not going to see him, we're not going to pick any quick bowlers. I still don't think we've solved the top of the order. Like, that's been a bit up and down and all over the place, and Travis Head sort of rescued the team and probably rescued the selectors in a lot of ways. The selectors have got some thinking to do for sure.
Sam Jordan, 9 News.
And finally tonight in the Champions League, Manchester City travelled into the Arctic Circle and froze, suffering one of the biggest upsets in the competition's history. The English powerhouse falling 3-1 to Norwegian minnows Bodø/Glimt, who scored their first ever win in the tournament, much to the delight of their dedicated fans, who braved the elements to watch their side each and every week. Good on them. Great elements here though tonight, Pete, for some ripping tennis. Alex de Minaur, centre stage very soon.
See you in 14 minutes. Thank you, James.